The writing in the sand. It was the Saturday after Easter. At the Dominican convent of Como, there was great rejoicing. Solemn High Mass that morning was to be sung by Father Peter. All the brothers came together in the chapel. The brothers, dressed in white, made a beautiful picture. Now they no longer had to wear their black mantles. The season of penance was over. The time of gladness had begun. Father Peter and two other priests came out to celebrate Mass. Everything near the altar told of the greatness of the feast. The many gleaming candles drew all eyes to the great, beautiful high altar. And this week there was something new. The large Paschal candle was a special center of attention. The lights, the beauty of the altar, made the priests rejoice all the more. They gazed at the altar. Credo in unum Deum, sang the priest at the altar. Grumbled a tall, thin man kneeling in the chapel. I'll soon put an end to that. Rising, he went toward the door, opening upon the passageway in the convent. There he met the brother porter, and changing the tone of his voice to a really pleasant one, he asked, "How is it, my good brother, that the Mass is being sung this morning?" The brother had spoken to this strange-looking man every morning for nearly a week. This morning he told the visitor that the Father Prior, who was celebrating the Mass, was leaving for Milan and perhaps would not return. "Oh, I see," said the man, and with that he bade the brother good day. Once outside the convent, he hastened toward the village to tell his companions of the departure of the priest. This news was what they had been waiting to hear. You see, since the priest spent his time preaching about God, and these men did not believe in God, they sought to kill him. At the priory, the good priest, whose name was Father Peter of Verona, had completed the Mass, had had breakfast, and was now speaking to all of the fathers. He was telling them that they should be willing at all times to suffer for the faith. He also asked them to pray earnestly for him. Father Peter of Verona chose 3 companions to go with him on his journey. The name of one of these was Brother Dominic. All the fathers and brothers came out to the convent gate to bid the travelers goodbye. They did not want Father Peter to make this journey. He had been very ill and was not yet strong enough to travel so far, and on foot too. But Father promised that they would stop in some abbey overnight. Soon the 4 were on their way. Wishing to enjoy the full beauty of the spring morning, they walked along slowly. The fields were very soft green. By the roadside, they could see little clusters of wildflowers, some pink, others white. Here and there, lavender flowers gave a real note of Easter color. This brightness added to the joy of their hearts. Everything in the air suggested new life. The brothers, enjoying all this loveliness, went along singing Easter hymns that they loved so much. At noon, Father Peter sent 2 of the brothers to a farmhouse for something to eat, while he and Brother Dominic ate at a nearby convent. After resting and being refreshed, Father Peter and Brother Dominic started on again slowly. They expected that soon the other 2 brothers would be with them. As the Father Prior and his companion walked along singing, someone suddenly sprang out from the bush. It was the man who had been at the convent Mass that morning. He gave Father Peter a terrible blow with a dagger. The poor priest sank to the ground, dying. Brother Dominic was also struck. As the villain turned to make his escape, he beheld Father Peter writing in the sand, dipping his finger in the blood that had been caused by his wound. His written words were, Credo in unum Deum, I believe in one God. Thus died the first Dominican martyr saint. Soon Soon the other two friars arrived. In great sorrow they carried the body of Father Peter and the wounded brother Dominic to a nearby abbey. The wild-looking man who had murdered the saint was caught and put into prison, but he soon made his escape. Later, he became very sick and was carried to a hospital near the Dominican convent. Believing himself to be near death, the sick man asked to see a priest to whom he might confess his sins. When he had confessed, he recovered instantly. Then he asked to be admitted into the Dominican order as a lay brother. The father received him with great kindness, and soon the man, who once had been very wicked, became very good. His name was Brother Carino, but because he was so holy, he often was called the Blessed. Brother Carino, no doubt, realized how brave Father Peter had been in giving his life for the faith. When he thought of the awful crimes he had committed and the terrible results that might have come to him, he felt that it was Father Peter who had gained for him his religious vocation. He was always grateful to God for it. Let us often ask St. Peter of Verona, the Dominican martyr, to help us be patient and kind to those who offend us. St. Peter of Verona, pray for us.